One Punch Man, Chapter 118. Wow, what a chapter this was, guys. Come on. Drive Night. What an absolute savage. Now, some of us expected that he was going to just completely beast Nyan. Some of us expected that he was going to have an excellent performance here, but wow, he certainly went above and beyond. The Call of Duty, as well as Murata, the artwork here, incredible as usual, and then the writing, impeccable, as always. I just love this chapter so much, and I love Drive Night. I mean, if he hasn't risen in everybody's stocks at this point, I don't know what to tell you, because he certainly shot up on mine. Like, after Chapter 101, Zombie Man became my favorite S-Class hero, but Drive Knight's certainly up there now. Enough rambling, let's get into it. So it opens up with us seeing what Drive Knight's lance transformation is, or should I say his chariot transformation, because apparently Drive Knight's forms are based on shoji pieces, which I guess is like Japanese chess, and this was clarified to us by HDX514, who is the primary translator of these chapters the day they are released. And this guy is an invaluable member to the community. So if you ever see him on Reddit, please give him a thank you, because he certainly deserves it. But definitely reminiscent of like the Batmobile, at least from like the Dark Knight, like what I think that was called the Tumbler or something. But also it's able to like excrete poison gas. It has like toxic slime that comes out of it. Like, he has an answer to pretty much everything here. Friggin' awesome. And as I expected, Nyan has no answers for Drive Night. Now, granted, he does have his moments, like I said that he would. I didn't think that he'd be able to like slip into his circuitry the way that he does. That's going certainly above his abilities, what I originally thought he was capable of. But still, like, I'm so impressed by what Drive Night is doing here. Like, aside from just the little trickery with the gas and the dissolving liquid, he has missiles that are coming off of this thing, which is kind of expected. You know, that comes with this kind of territory. But the one thing that surprised me the most about Drive Night is his speed. He is insanely fast. And we know that because it was already established that Nyan was insanely fast. Like, for an executive. Like, I was talking about this in my Drive Night versus Nyan build-up video, that Nyan is shown to be particularly fast, even for, like, a cadre. But Drive Night is so fast that he's able to transform in the midst of being attacked by Nyan. Like, in this one single panel where we see Nyan is like inches away from connecting with Drive Knight's face. While he's still in the cockpit of the chariot, instantly he transforms into his knight form, like his centaur mode, and kicks him, like mule kicks him in the face. Like, this is like, dare I say, like Flashy Flash levels of speed. Now, of course, we're not seeing the type of feats that Flashy Flash had from Chapter 95 and 96, but just think about how fast Nyan is, and think about how fast Drive Night would have to be in order to transform instantly in this specific instance, and then go into another form, and then kick Nyan before he's able to connect with his face. Like, it's insane how fast he's moving here. I'm sure one of you crazy math geniuses in the comments will be able to calculate this, because there's always one of you guys in there. So if you are able to do it, and if I see your comment, I will pin it. But then on top of that, we're seeing his other flying mode, which is the flying chariot. So this confirms that Drive Night is just friggin' capable of flight, which is awesome. Child Emperor, of course, is capable of flight through his backpack, and Brave Giant. And Metal Knight has the drones and everything else. But aside from that, I think, besides Tatsumaki as well, and probably Blast, Drive Night might be one of the few S-Class heroes capable of flight, which is pretty cool. Unless Puri Puri Prisoner can, like, fly with those angel wings. I don't think he can. But aside from that, he has his Bishop form, which also he's transforming into instantly. Very fast with this transformation. But the very super interesting thing about his Bishop form is that it looks very similar to G4, the organization robot that we saw at the beginning of Season 2 foolishly challenged King. Wound up going against Genos. Now, I'm not talking about the little form with all the lasers coming out of it. I'm talking about the big, like, hulking form. Like, come on, his Bishop form looks just like that. And you know what I'm going to say here? I think this might be pushing us closer to the truth that Drive Night is definitely a part of the organization. I mean, if you follow my channel, you know I've been talking about this ad nauseum, that G5 is Drive Night and how all of the events lining up and the timelines make sense. But Anyway, aside from that, he's able to do like this huge, like brave giant fist strike to Nyan, who takes it like a champ, but it definitely wrecks him, but he's able to go inside of his armor. And that's the first time we're seeing that Nyan is like capable of doing something like this. Like we saw that, you know, he could go paper thin pretty much. I thought it was like as thin as an iPhone, but he can go even thinner than that. When he was going against Prairie Prisoner, he went into the walls, but now he can just go into the armor. But of course, Drive Knight has an answer to this too, because he just breaks out of it and then reconfigures into something else. And what that something else is his gold form, which appears to be his most powerful form that we've seen so far. And I'm sure some of you guys thought about this. I was talking about it in my live reaction, that he looks very similar to Boros in this form. Also, we can't forget that he straight up tanks Feline Retribution, which is incredible because that's like a super powerful attack. It looks like a video game boss attack, the way that he does it when he slices up the buildings. But then when he goes underground and then it's coming up like waves, that also looks very video game-esque, very cool. But this gold form, this Cyber Boros form, ultra cool. We've got lightning, we've got fire coming out of him. He shows how fast he is, how durable he is. He's passing many tests here. But then what about the strength test? Oh, he passes that too because he does the one-handed debris lift, you know, reminiscent of a My Mask back in Chapter 94. I always talk about that too because, like, we compare it to, like, the strength of, like, a really powerful S-Class hero. Like, we've seen that Tank Top Master could one-hand a big piece of rubble like that. A My Mask can. And now Drive Knight has passed the test, at least in his gold form. Super fast, super durable, super strong, has answers to everything, has fires, has beams, I guess. We don't really know what he has in that department, but I'll go into that because he does something at the end of this chapter. But he also has like tracking in his eyes because we're seeing like his Terminator vision, and he's able to lock on with like a reticule on Nyan. That's how he's like matching his speed, and he's able to like spearfish him with his fists through the concrete, and he's catching him. So cool. I mean, I can't gush enough over Drive Knight in this chapter. Like I said, he went above and beyond the Call of Duty. Like, I wouldn't have expected him to do stuff like this. I thought he was just going to beast him in a more traditional sense. I didn't know he was going to go into, like, this Cyber Boros stuff. I'm so impressed by this. Also, we're seeing Sekengar. We got to, you know, touch on him for a second because he's actually pretty strong. He has, like, Needle Star Green Gear Spur on his back while he's pulling Mizuki and Crescent Eye Roll trying to get out of there. So that's a nice little moment from Sekengar. But as I was saying, Nyan like slips into him, but when he goes into his gold armor, he's like in his circuitry. It like looks like he's in the internet or something. Like, it's insane, I guess, how thin Nyan is going here. He's almost becoming like intangible at this point. But no, of course, Drive Knight has an answer to this too. He just heats up. He just powers up essentially all of his energy into fire and whatnot. This is way too much for Nyan. Cooks him alive. And as soon as he's coming out of there, just snatches him up and boom! Sword through the back. This is so cool. I just love moments like this. Somebody in my live reaction said that this is like reminiscent of like a prison shank, because it totally is. Because you see like his forearm around his neck, and he has like his face next to him from the back, and he's like whispering in his ears like, no matter how good you are, you cannot escape being skewered. And then he does some kind of massive explosion type thing, which is like comparable to what we've seen of the Emperor Nova. Like, it's going straight up into the atmosphere. This gigantic explosion of flames and energy, it looks like. I don't even know, but either Murata left this out intentional or he didn't have time to illustrate it. I think he didn't want us to see this. Maybe it's like a surprise, because we're obviously not seeing the full potential of Drive Knight here. I don't even think he was going high diff. I think he pretty much low diff Nyan here, meaning that Drive Knight is probably even more powerful than this. And I'm thinking he's definitely a high dragon. I mean, for sure. Some people have asked me if he's above dragon. It's possible, but we don't know for sure right now. So far, we've only seen high dragon stuff. Nothing he has shown leads me to believe that he's above dragon. If he just one-shotted Nyan, and there wasn't even a fight here at all, then yeah, he's probably above dragon. But the fact that things went the way that they did, I mean, he's definitely a high dragon for now. But this explosion, that's insane. Like, come on, you got to compare that to, like, almost close to the Millennium Emperor Nova from Brave Giant. But I guess Nyan's done. Because, like, there's no way that he survived that, right? But the only thing that's interesting is that we see his corpse there, but the fact that Drive Knight says that it's his corpse and it has been obtained, I guess he's done, right? Drive Knight successfully defeated Nyan. Friggin' soloed him. Low diff, right? This was amazing. And Second Gar's like, he won. So what's going to happen after this? Well, like I said in my build-up video, the Drive Knight versus Nyan, what's going to happen? I think it's going to go according to the plan. He's going to get Second Gar, the rest of the support team, and Waganma, and he's going to take them back to the Hero Association, and then everything else is going to play out as it did in the webcomic. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen, and hopefully in the next chapter we get confirmation that Drive Knight was G5 the whole time, and that just seals up that whole storyline. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you thought about this one, guys. I love this chapter, if you couldn't tell. I hope you did, too. And if you like the review, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon. It gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.